Okay, well, the movie that I did today was Velvet by Ramon Campos. It is a romantic drama series. It is based on the main character Miguel Angel, and it is he is a actually a certain figure in the fashion world. He comes from a very highly known fashion family, and his father, he is the only son in the family, and he is the oldest. He is the oldest in the family, so he has a inheritance basically of the fashion kingdom that is going to be given from his father. Because in the show, it is based in Spain around the 1950s. The father is basically about to go into retirement, and is going to be giving his entire fashion business to the son. And so you can see in the movie from the get-go, even the amount of pressure and the amount of just the amount of determination this man has that has built over his life, that he knows that he is going to inherit such a big industry, and the amount of pressure that he has to keep the product and quality high for his family, being that he is they are one of the biggest fashionista families in the entire country of Spain. So, it has a lot of stress to pull on it brings with itself, not besides anything else. And you just see in the film that how his life from his love life and his life in the business industry just collide, and how they definitely cause problems for him in the long run. One of my favorite scenes I personally would think about the movie is going back to episode 2, when the father actually told the son that he has to be involved in one of his first big fashion shows where he's going to be taking complete control of and operating it, kind of just to be giving the father an idea of what is to come when he does give him his entire empire that he has built himself. So it does bring a lot of speculation in the father's head on what's going to happen. And it's very interesting because the son takes it as a very compelling and very motivated manner, and he's very eager to show his dad and what his potential is, but also he knows that what he's doing in his future is going to be basically screwing him in his love life, because his entire time is going to be devoted to his business and and keeping his family's legacy going. But he also wants to spend the rest of his life with his love, who actually he cannot even be with from the get-go, because being that the family doesn't want them being with that certain female because she isn't in the fashion world or as high as in the fashion world as his family is. You just definitely see the worlds collide, and how his life just he's embozzled by this amount of stress and copious demands from either his father or from his love of his life, Christina. It just shows, and it evolves him over the episodes, and kind of I would say humbles him, because he grows a sense of respect and morality for himself, and he understands of critical thinking. And I just see the amount of maturity in this young man who is going to become something extremely big, who he's known he's going to become that in the future, and who's taking it on head on with motivation and complete sincerity. It just I brings a lot of respect, and it kind of just shows you the in-depth world on what goes through these types of kids' heads, because there are people who do succumb to the same type of treatment that he's going through, and he does have this I would say task to keep up with his family. He has, it's kind of given to him. He never was chosen to do this, but he chose it, but he was taking it on because he knows it's for the better of his family, and he wants to prove his family, and he wants to carry on his father's legacy. But he also wants to care about his life. He knows that he's his own person. He knows that he wants to be with the woman that he loves, but he doesn't want to hide it. He's tired of it. So, and later in the series, you just see the amount of the tension that builds up, where it finally just explodes, and and he just, it's bound to just cause problems throughout the series. And I just see it, and I throughout the film, I just know that this is a very interesting and very it can be almost political, even, I was to say, when it comes to this series. I definitely would recommend this to a friend and to someone who does like this type of romantic drama series, because it does show the amount of like glamour and glitz, yeah, and like, you know, fashion and money and cars and houses and pretty women everywhere, but it does also show you the amount of respect that it requires to take on such a task as this. Thank you.